welcome to my channel where I'm having lots of fun with inks and notebooks and manuscripts and fountain pens. And this is my February currently inked review. The good thing is that I managed to write all those dry. I deliberately only did 5 pens. I might have to up this in the future. But what I'm going to do is I'll talk a bit about the combination. I'll show you a writing sample from my manuscript and then also give them a score. Because I have managed to write them all dry, I'm going to write down the score with this Pilot Kakuno, and I'm going to rate them on the ink, the flow, and the legibility of the ink, because I need it to be readable in my manuscripts. This one doesn't have a roll stop or anything, so I had to put it in this way just to make it work. So the Lamy Aeon, it's a metal pen. It doesn't have any step whatsoever. It's quite chunky, and it looks comfortable, but I might just not be used to it. I find I can't really write with this an awful long time. But I still like it. I like the feel. I like the nib. But it's supposed to be a medium, but it's a very fine medium. Let me show you a sample page. With this pen, I realized that often my everything's falling. That my handwriting would go smaller. So on this page, I made an effort not to go smaller and smaller and smaller. And I think I actually wrote 4 pages. And I think that was a session after which, sort of 5 pages in total, where I noticed, my hand is actually quite achy. It's still a beautiful combination. It's a Lamy ink, Lamy Topaz in the Lamy Aeon. When you water the ink down, it gets very pinky. It reminds me of Aban's Rouille d'encre when you water down the ink. It's still nice. I still like it. I might use it more for drawing. So it's a very, pinkish, reddish brown. But it's nice. And then, so that's the Lamy. And I gave the ink a 7, the flow an 8. That's a different pen. I don't mind it. And the legibility a 9, because it is legible. It's just, I will try and put something else in this pen just to see. Maybe something wetter? That might help. Then the next one was Diamine Nutmeg from the Advent calendar in 24 in my Asvine P20 green marble. This has a medium nib, and as most Asvines, I think, it's a really juicy, really thick medium nib. I thought that worked really well. There's quite a lot of shimmer coming through. I had to clean the pen quite a bit to get the shimmer out afterwards, but that's fine. It's just a very nice combination. There's lots of lovely shading in here. And this is definitely a pen I can write with a long time. So that's the next page, so, definitely. And that was a really enjoyable combination. I like that this is like a more grayish brown. not so much. It looks very different than the other browns in the lineup. So that was a really nice combination. So for this one, I rated the ink a 9, the flow a 9, and the legibility a 7 because there are more legible inks. But I mean, that's I knew that going into it. It's not a big surprise. What surprised me was the Diamine Caramel Sparkle in the S-Vine C80. This one has a number 8 nib, and I think I said before that I don't need the number 8 nib. It's a bit too big for me. I think the reason why this writes so bouncy and soft and flowy is the number 8 nib, probably. So yeah, we might have all learned something this month. I really enjoyed this. This was fabulous. I just find a page for you to see. Theoretically, I marked those, but let's see if I could find them. So yeah. I think this is one of those cases where the sparkle or the shimmer in the ink actually helps making it be readable. But for such pretty light ink, I think it's quite readable. I think it's more readable than the nutmeg. So really enjoyed that. So for ratings wise, I gave the ink a 9, the flow a 10 because with that nib it was amazing. And then weirdly my video cut off there. So to finish the rating for Diamine Caramel Sparkle in the S-Vine C80, I gave the ink a 9, the flow a 10, and the legibility an 8 because I think it's more readable than the nutmeg. The next combination in the currently inked is a custom mix of mine. This is Rusty Tea. This is a mix of 2 Urban inks, Rouille d'encre and Lide Tea. And I put it in my Jinhao 10 in the colorway Caramel Gradient, and it worked really well. And it was really enjoyable. It's quite light, but it still looked amazing. Yeah. I think I will do this again, maybe do like a tiny bit more brown, but I love the color. Obviously, the readability score goes down for this one, but I actually, I try to put it in between pages that are more easily decipherable, so I don't have a whole chapter to do it. I'm getting frustrated. So if it's just a spread, I think I should be good in transcribing it. So for this one, I gave the ink a 9. I mean, I did myself, so hey ho. The flow an 8, and the readability a 6. And then when I mix the inks, this is another custom mix. I called it Rusty Dust, and it's a mix between, again, Rouille d'encre by Urban and Poussée de Lune Moon Dust by Urban. And I just love this ink so much. Yeah, this was an amazing experience. I'm definitely going to just see if I can find this in the 2, because I wrote this dry. Yeah, let's go with this one. So you can see, it's not the most readable of inks, but it's definitely one of the most enjoyable inks that I wrote in a while. So yeah, I think this is going to always have a special place in my heart, sort of the first nice surprise where I was mixing inks. And for that reason, I gave the ink a 10, the flow an 8, and I think the readability score, it's probably the same as the nutmeg, so let's go with 7. So this was my February currently inked, and I did like a big swatch with all of the colors because I thought I might do that because they're sort of themed. I like the theme was sort of Battle of the Browns. And I think in the Battle of the Browns, I think Diamine Caramel Sparkle definitely won. But the Rusty Dust is still the favorite. So yeah, that's the result of this one. But yeah, I just wanted to play a bit more, and it looks lovely like this. So I might do this in the future, that I just do like one big splodge. I find I'm actually going through this ink journal pretty quickly. I'm going to try and get sort of a mixed media sketchbook, like in a similar size. I have a sketchbook, but it's really big, and I don't want to open it for sort of these play thingies. So yeah, I'm going to hunt for something not as expensive, but sort of mixed media this weekend, because otherwise I will have to get an ink journal end of March. Like the new one. Thank you so much for being here. So for March, I'm at the moment sort of eyeing or toying with the idea of a storm themed, like a spring storm themed color scheme, just to get a bit away from, oh, obviously it's green. I might have a green, but not just green. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Thank you so much, and see you soon.